Hey guys and gals, Nary here from Drake Wing Game, and as some of you me on Twitter, The Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming at you with a new Let's Play series on Scary Gourmet, a furry visual novel about two spooky gay dads and their spooky gay daughter, I think. There's a whole lot of gay in this, so I'm very much looking forward to it. I love the description of the visual novel on its homepage, like ingredients: shake two dads. It's silly, and yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Let's go ahead and jump right back in. Or jump in, I should say. I love the art. This is so good. Oh my god. Look at the pictures on the walls. Oh, I love this. It's so Halloween-y. Ah. Ahead of us was a more eventful night than most. As Halloween drew closer by the hour, very few children dared to venture to the graveyard our little home was located in. Still, I'd procured some snacks to keep them occupied should they come to our door regardless. It was always best to be prepared for such eventualities. The sound of chopping filled the kitchen, and the windows rattled ever so slightly as a wind blew past. The house was dark, but my husband and I had a preference for the darkness, though each for different reasons. Punk's undead. This doesn't look quite right, but perhaps it will cook down a bit once it's in the oven. I lifted a small cut of pumpkin to my red eyes and blinked over it carefully. I've had pumpkin pie before, of course, but seeing the raw ingredients made me wonder if I'd somehow gotten it all wrong. And on top of that, this needed to be a vegan pumpkin pie, which threw a lot of my limited cooking knowledge out the window as it was. The rest of the mix was ready, as was the crust in the oven, but the actual pumpkin just didn't seem to be correct. I don't know anymore. How are you supposed to mash pumpkin anyway? The cookbook says to remove the seeds, but surely a few here and there won't hurt, right? With a sniff of the offending fruit, I popped it into my mouth, chewing it over a little. The texture was completely hard, and the seed pieces were indeed far too crunchy. I swallowed and nearly gagged as it traveled down to my stomach, leaving me to shudder from the flavor. Oh, that's not good at all! But we don't have time to waste. She'll be arriving in an hour or so. With a sigh, I thoroughly whisked the whole thing together. Thankfully, nobody in our household was much of a picky eater, so a few minor mistakes wouldn't put out the whole meal. With a click, I popped the whole pie into the oven, swiping some sweat off from my brow in the process. A creaking carried through the house, followed by the slam of a screen door. With a start, I jumped back up to the little workstation at the countertop, trying to stay casual, but unable to suppress my grin as my partner walked into the kitchen, grocery bags ruffling. Aw, spooky dad, Bone Daddy, oh my god. I love that. Bartholomew, what the fuck? Phew! Hey, babe, got everything you needed from the store. Cauliflower, extra firm tofu, the whole list. Oh, thank you, Barky. You really saved me on this one. Somehow the main course just completely slipped my mind this morning, and I got straight into making the dessert. Second hill. Water time. God, I've heard this music so many times in so many other pieces of media. I love it. It's such a fitting song. God, I don't think it's copyright. I hope not. Alright. Oh, thank you, Barky. Oh, I did that one, okay. Of course. We gotta make this whole thing perfect for our little Bella, right? Yes, but, well, I love you too, hon. Aww. A wag of the tail and a peck on the cheek from my favorite bar guest lifted my spirits a good deal. Oh, that's what he is, a bar guest. Okay. He held me from behind for a moment, and I let myself rest my head against his chest, swaying back and forth with his rhythm. It's been a stressful day, and preparing for our daughter Bella to come home had frayed my nerves far more than I could have anticipated. She left just a few months ago, and while it was nice having the house to ourselves, it felt so much emptier without her here. On top of that, she seemed to be changing pretty quickly. Just a couple weeks after starting the semester, she stated she preferred vegan meals going forward. She didn't ask us to make her coming home dinner vegan as well, and had even emphasized that she was fine with us following our own diets. But ultimately, she was our daughter, and we wanted to support her no matter what. I'm glad she was willing to come by for dinner tonight, especially with all those new friends she's been making. And a new girlfriend, apparently. Right, exactly. It's just nice. It's just nice that she'll spend the night with her old aunt. Ugh. Yeah, we're not too old yet, I hope. I nodded with a chuckle. Do bar guests even age? As I laid out each additional ingredient, I also found a small paper bag wrapped around a large bottle. I slid the wrapper off and held up the bottle, my smile widening as I took in the label. Oh, honey, you didn't! Whoops, guess you saw my little surprise. Blood wine and an A-positive vintage, too? Oh, it's been too long since we had some at home. Dear, you shouldn't. Of course I should have. You've been so worried, so I thought we could, pop a glass or two once dinner is over. Curl up, put on a movie. Oh, maybe have a Halloween date night. Right, and I know Bella's vegan these days, but she's not of age anyway, so that shouldn't be a problem. It was very thoughtful, sweetie, but we need to get through dinner first and foremost. Spooky ringtone. Bartholomew's ears perked up at the personalized ringtone, and his spectral body shimmered with surprise. He reached into his jeans and pulled out his phone, already giddy with excitement. Speak of the devil, here, I'll put her on video so we can all chat. Aw. Hey, Dads! Hope you're ready for a spooky as heck Halloween. Bella, honey, how are you? Everything okay? Your flight arrival on time and all that? Oh, do you perchance need us to come pick you up? Those rideshare apps you kids use these days seem so sketchy to me, so it's perfectly fine if you'd rather have someone you trust get you. But Dad, come on, I can handle finding my own way home. Besides, I've already got it all handled. We're already en route right now. There you go. We? Oh, I told you before about Mozzie, right? Mozzie, say hi to my dads. Hello? You can call me Moth again, or Mozzie, whatever you prefer. Oh, yeah, she's the friend you made during your nutritionist course, right? Is she majoring in sports science as well? Not quite. She's on the applied witching track. Her family kind of has a tradition of producing witches. And actually, she's also the girlfriend I've been telling you about. We started dating a few weeks ago. Anyway, her family was busy doing some kind of big, boring witching event or whatever. The annual witching hour, yes, it's not exactly tedious, but flying on a broom in the autumn evening can be terribly exhausting. I'd much prefer to spend the night in. So, I told her to come home with me for the holiday. Sorry to impose like this. Bella said it would be okay for me to come by. Well, it's a little last minute, but if you're already here, I suppose we can make it work. Yay! We'll be there in about 30 minutes. I should probably get back to watching the road. Oh god. Love you both! Beep. Click. Huh, well, that's Bella for you. As spontaneous as ever, right, babe? Bartholomew's jubilant response was somewhat lost to me, as I had already dived back into the kitchen and was pilfering through our pantry for any culinary alternatives. We only had half an hour. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear! Babe? Glasses and bottles clinked together as I jumped up to higher shelves. My stool never reached quite high enough back there, and at 49 it wasn't half as nimble as it once was, but panic had started swirling throughout my mind. Maybe we can still make this work. A cauliflower bake isn't exactly high-end, but if I took the tofu and some of these peppers... Climbing up while reaching further back into the pantry, I felt my feet begin to lose their grip. I slipped and scrambled against the shelving, feeling myself beginning to fall. Oh, no, 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 no! With a thud, I fell backwards, my fur ruffling the spectral arms of my husband. Whew, whoa, Eddie. Honey, what's going on? You look like you're about to blow a fuse in here. Don't you see? It's the food! If we need more food, I can just run back to the store real quick, babe. Barky, it's not just how much food, it's the quality. Pumpkin pie, extra firm tofu, cauliflower from the sales section? I like cauliflower, though. That's not really what I meant. Look, Bella said her girlfriend was from a witching family. That means high-class traditional Halloween dishes with brains and eyeballs and all that. Well, you do have some eyeballs in a container over there. Meanwhile, all we've got is a bunch of vegetables and a slab of tofu. Good for a little home-style vegan food, but that's no way to impress your daughter's girlfriend, especially not a little old house that people think is still a crypt. Bartholomew looked out at the flower floor for a moment, tail listing along with his gaze. Bella had never brought any of her girlfriends home before now, and even if it was the last minute, making a subpar meal was out of the question. Alrighty then, let's improvise. The bar jest jumped back into the kitchen and was going through the grocery bag in place on the countertop just minutes prior. I followed out, feeling a surge of self-confidence coming back to me. Oh, this is a wonderful little game. I'm loving it. You said brains, right? Well, cauliflower is sort of brain-shaped. And tofu could be used for the eyes. Might be hard to make it into an eyeball, though. I fluttered around him, feeling more and more animated with each word. The snap popped open one of the utensil drawers as well and started searching. Wait. Okay, I thought I was a dick in a jar real quick. We can use the ice cream scoop for the tofu. A small one should work wonders. As for the brain, the shape is good, but the color isn't quite right. Maybe My mind felt like it was finally kicking into gear as each item was slapped onto the counter. Barky had a tendency to make every idea feel like a good one. I don't think this is vegan. You're eating something of an animal, like brains and eyeballs. Or, I mean, well, their daughter is vegan. I don't know about her girlfriend. Oh, that's when she's a puppy. Cute. Oh my god. My mind felt like it was finally kicking into gear as each item was slapped onto the counter. Barky had a tendency to make every idea feel like a good one. I ran back to the pantry and brought back a bunch of jars, placing them down with everything else. Some kind of tomato sauce for the brain will look nice and ghoulish, don't you think? And some black olives and peppers for the eyes to give them that classical dead stare. It reminds me of those fancy dinners at my mother's table. Oh, and maybe I could get some cider for the kids, too. Deep red and bloody, just like our wine. That's perfect. Oh, but will you have time? I can sprint there and back, no problem. It'll just be 15 minutes, I promise. My husband practically leaped out of the kitchen, pulling his shoes back on, tail wagging with excitement. We're both starting to get on in the years, but he had been taking exceptional care of his body with exercise all the same. Okay, babe, see you in a bit. With a kiss on the cheek and a slam of the screen door, I could see him galloping down the driveway and out towards the main road. My little neighborhood was a bit out of the way, but he always made the trip down to the grocery store feel short. Back in the kitchen, I put everything together into small piles and tried to consider the best approach for the moment. Tofu eyeballs, cauliflower brains, and some blood-red cider. And of course, some pumpkin pie as a dessert. No, it's not going to be very gourmet, but the appetizer and the main dish should still come together fine. Really, how much different is this from just what I was going to do anyway? I reached for the ingredients Barky had brought home earlier, but stopped short. My hands were shaking uncontrollably. The knowledge that so much needed to get done in such a short period of time was getting to me, no matter how many pep talks my husband could give. I wiped my eyes a bit. The kitchen itself felt like it was moving beneath my feet, but every second that passed was just another second closer to my daughter and her girlfriend coming home. Second, y'all. Water time? Oh, nope. That is the wrong timer. Let's see. 30. There we go. Okay. All good. Alright. Oh, no need to panic, Winnie. Just stay grounded. With a huff, I turned back to the pile of groceries and took notice of the thin black bottle that Barky had purchased as well. Blood wine. Pause. It was supposed to be a treat for later in the evening, but that didn't mean a sip or two now to calm my nerves wouldn't be acceptable. With a pop, I removed the cork and poured. I swished it within the glass, and after a sniff, took a drink. In just a few seconds, I felt my cheeks getting warm, and a gentle burn was in my throat. Blood may not have been a requirement to live as a vampire bat, but it was certainly a wonderful treat. Oof! Wow! Good stuff, Barky. But he gets home, I'll have to give him a treat of his own. This is high-quality blood. The bottle rattled as it went back down on the counter. I was feeling a good deal more confident now. My eyes turned back to the task at hand. Okay then, so how about the eyeballs? That ice cream scoop should give just an eyeball in terms of shape and size, but what about the presentation? The peppers and olives could look like an iris and a pupil, but how can I make it all stick together? I guess ginger should work. I applied the ingredients together as best I could in a general eyeball shape and stuck a small toothpick through the center to hopefully hold it in place until it could stand on its own. Still, I was sweating. I'd already lost 5 minutes on just the appetizer. A hand reached for the glass of wine and quickly let me take another small sip. My shoulders shivered with the gulp, but I pressed on. I love the wallpaper. I love the wallpaper. It's so incredible looking. Woof! Oh god, he's getting drunk. Drunk bat. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and pause it right there. This is absolutely adorable. So hopefully we'll finish it up in the next episode. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Anyway, before we sign off, I'm going to give a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank you all for all you do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silvermoon. Thank you for going a bit above and beyond. We greatly appreciate it. And thank you to our gold tier patron, Amr. Thanks for subscribing to our ultimate Patreon tier. You're awesome. We love you. We hope you enjoy your new icon. Anyway, if y'all want to get your names in the credits and get access to our not safe for work content, it's as little as $5. Anyway, I love you all, and I shall see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!